Mesquite Creek Outfitters is located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Texas. Come enjoy a refreshing drink, a light menu, chat with friends, and maybe even shop a little bit. Mesquite Creek Outfitters is the host of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday. The show is live at 6 p.m. at MCO.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Mesquite Creek Outfitters, home of your Eagle Baseball Coaches Show, live here, 704 South Austin Avenue, and it is in full tilt. Baseball season ago, Georgetown sitting at 3-0 in the district, and they are atop the standings, tied with Hendrickson right now through 3 games, and another game tomorrow night at Pflugerville. I guess weather pending. We'll talk to Coach about that with these storms coming in. Pflugerville does have a grass and dirt field, and so we'll see how that plays out with the weather possibly coming in tonight. But no matter what you look at it, a tough non-district season, tough competition in the tournaments, but the ship has been righted as the Eagles have gone into district play, the JV, the freshmen. A special segment tonight. We'll interview one of the freshmen, the player of the week, A.J. Gonzalez, and then we'll also be interviewing the JV player of the week, and I'm not going to say his name until I pull it back up because I'll mess it up. I think it's Curtin. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I've got notes on him, so I'm ready. But we're going to highlight these freshmen and JV players throughout the year, and especially this week. I tell you what, in the last 3 games, some performances by these players that we will bring you. And then we have a couple of varsity players we'll bring to you, one being the lone sophomore on the team, Jack Kiki. And then one of the seniors in number 17 is Devin Peterson. He'll join us as well. But first and foremost, we'll be joined by our head coach, Jordon Vierra, in his 5th season at Georgetown. And now that I saw him put his fork down, we'll just take a quick break. And when we do, we'll come back. We'll talk all things Eagle baseball with Coach Jordon Vierra. You're listening to the Eagle Nation Baseball Coaches Show live here at Mesquite Creek Outfitters. We'll be right back here on the SHN Sports Network.
We need to get big hits and be able to move runners and catch guys in when we needed to. And, when you're able to play 2 of the 3 phases of the game really well of hitting and defense, you can help the pitching out whenever they're having a rough day like they did on Tuesday. Good clubs find ways to win. Even when you don't play your best, you're still able to find ways to put runs on the board and be able to keep the other team from scoring. So, Hagan had his first career district start, and did a pretty good job being in the zone early and getting balls in play we needed to and letting the defense work we needed to. And Andrew Nations came in behind him and gave us 4 scoreless after that and made big pitches. We need to make big pitches and let the defense play. And, Reese Ferrer hits the big double. We're able to do some work with the bunting side of things, and ultimately at the end, the kind of nail in the coffin was the Luke Hawley base hit. So it was not the most beautiful win, but, a win's a win, and we'll take it any way we can.
As this team continues to go through the district play here this week with finishing off at Pflugerville tomorrow night, next week against Elgin, and the shortened week with Good Friday coming and Easter weekend, you see improvements out of this team each and every week.
Yeah.
The bullpen relief sessions that we've been seeing, Andrew Nations coming in with 4 scoreless, go back to the tournament at Georgetown. The first pitch got Tate Ritchie comes in, throws 4 innings of scoreless relief and no hits. You like to see that effort to know that maybe when those starters aren't able to go all the way or go against Conley, Fluid taking it most of the way there, Ashby finishing that out, Leininger throwing the no-hitter in game 1 against Conley. It's nice to know that bullpen is ready to go and a lot of arms to choose from.
Right.
How do you guys keep that going, and how do you pick on that when you have so many arms available? Is it just a Coach Payne has that rotation ready to go, and how does that work for you guys?
Our entire goal is to have a pitching staff, not just a starter here and a starter there, and see what happens. We're always, from the very beginning of the season, from prior to the scrimmages even starting, we're looking at trying to figure out who are our top 7, 8, 9 arms, guys that we know that can fit in game 1, can fit in game 2, can fit in game 3, and fall in those categories. Then as the season progresses, we're able to kind of roll those guys through, whether it be from freshman through junior year or freshman sophomore year of getting them multiple starts, getting them multiple relief appearances, getting them multiple closing opportunities to kind of see how that shakes out for those first couple of years, and then see how that continues to develop as a junior and senior. So it's something that we're constantly working on program-wide from very beginning until we make a run through the playoffs. So we're constantly working through that as a guy that pushes the buttons, the button pusher in the dugout. It's really convenient when you have a guy like Coach Payne who does an incredible job of planning out every pitching outing, every bullpen, every flat ground for 3 teams, freshman, JV, and varsity, to get those guys lined up how they need to be so that whenever they're ready to start, they can start. And then, just looking at the holistic picture of it as a club, when you got multiple guys in the bullpen that you can say, hey, you're taking the ball in relief tonight, in short, you're taking it in long, and trust in all of those guys to know that, hey, I'm going to give them the ball, and they're going to go attack the strike zone, and they're going to go fill it up and put our defense to work. And you have 5 or 6 guys that you really trust to go, hey, man, here's the ball, go get it. It makes our job in the dugout a whole lot easier.
What is talking about tomorrow night? The schedule is 7 o'clock first pitch over at Pflugerville.
Yeah.
Weather permitting. Storms are forecasted. We know how that goes around here. It could go 5 miles north of us, 5 miles south of us, could go right over the top of us. Any contingency plans if the storms come in and make the field at Pflugerville unplayable?
Play on Saturday.
Play on Saturday.
Yep. So as soon as we know something, we'll get that out there. Really hoping that doesn't happen. UIL forces us to play on the next available date. The next available date would be Saturday. If for some reason there's an absolute goalie washer and we got to push it all the way to Monday, that would be the next available date. As of right now, we're just keeping our fingers crossed that nothing crazy happens over the course of the night tomorrow. And we're able to get out there. Was talking to Coach Wagner over there at Pflugerville, and he said if the forecast saying that it was going to rain, they were going to put the tarp out. So hopefully there's a bit of a saving grace there.
Any opportunity throughout the year with district setting, had it been the first game of the series, we could switch locations. Yeah. Once we get to that second one, we have to put it off, play the game at home at Pflugerville.
Right. And the way the forecast looked earlier in the week, it didn't make sense for us to go ahead and flip that and play at their place on Tuesday and our place on Friday. So we do have the ability to flip sites if we need to. So if Tuesday would have been at their place and would have gotten washed on Monday and their place was going to be unplayable, we could have flipped it to our place and then got back out to theirs on Friday. So we do have that as an available option. It typically doesn't become an available option after you've already played your home game to flip back to have another home game because nobody wants to give up a home game.
What do we look for tomorrow night? Everything's a go. We go to Pflugerville, 7 o'clock first pitch. What do we look for out of this team? Pflugerville's a scrappy team. They like to swing the bat. The impressive one was Diego Mora, the DH.
Yeah.
First pitch swinging, put a base hit into center field in his first at-bat. Wanting to jump on those good pitches. What do we look for in the transition from Tuesday night's win to go over to Pflugerville tomorrow night to take on Pflugerville?
Yeah, we expect to have a really good start from our starting pitcher of him being able to go out and fill up the strike zone and attack. He's going to have really good stuff tomorrow, and so we're excited about that and being able to put pressure on them from the very beginning. Not allow too many free bases. The past couple of days of offense, we inter-squad on Wednesdays, and yesterday our offense looked really good of taking balls and swinging at strikes and applying pressure on the bases. We're just going to continue to play our game. It's something that it seems like I'm beating an old drum about it, but, we're never going to go over to play Pflugerville. We're going to play against the game of baseball and try to play, collect 21 outs. And regardless of what the scoreboard says, regardless of who's in the other dugout, we're going to go play Georgetown baseball to the best of our ability, which is throwing a bunch of strikes, playing quality defense, and executing when we need to execute on offense.
How do you get that buy-in from these kids? Not your ideal record coming out of non-district, but knowing the tough competition was there, some things we're seeing, some growth can be done. How do you get that buy-in that it's a faceless opponent? We go to play against the game of baseball and keep that focus from these players when games come up like you're going to have. The Crosstown Classic, we call it, with Eastview. Yep. When you have these games where the back-and-forth battles that they've had in the history with other schools, how do you keep these kids focused on that and the buy-in there with this coaching staff that it is the process? Trust it, and let's go play the game of baseball and let it worry about itself.
Yeah, it's one thing whenever you're just trying to fully inject that into a brand new culture, but when it's been a culture that's been around for as many years as it has been, from Coach Foster taking over to me being able to take over, and you see the kind of guys that came before us and the guys that are going to come after us, and being able to see how those guys were able to apply it, and then being able to continue to figure out how do I apply it. Baseball is one of those games where you can only control so much, right? Like you can go 0 for 3 with 3 absolute lasers hit. You can have an infinity ERA and throw the best pitches that you could possibly throw, and nobody squared up a single baseball all day. And so by eliminating the uncontrollables and focusing on the controllables, that allows us to be able to figure out what the process looks like. And as a coaching staff, when you're able to reward those controllables and be able to draw attention to quality at bats and stolen bases and quality defense and all of those types of things, it makes it a little bit easier for the guys to want to buy in and be a part of that. Plus, when they start to see the success that comes from that, they naturally want to gravitate back to it.
And speaking of one of those lasers, David Fluid hit it right up the middle the other night, and Hansen happened to get his glove in the way and filled it. And it's one of those you're like,
Chuck and duck.
That's a base hit all day long, and he threw his glove out there. Christmas came early, and but you like to see the contact and the good contact made by Fluid there. And so this team continues to roll on into District 3-0 with 3 big wins: 14-0, 11-0, and 7-4. Tomorrow night, live from Pflugerville High School over on Pecan Avenue, Pecan Boulevard, whatever it's called, 1825 there in Pflugerville. Come join us. Plenty of room up in the stands. It should be a beautiful night for baseball again. Your Eagles look to go 4-0 before they head on to another week of games against Elgin next week. What do we look for out of Elgin, a team that sitting in the middle of the standings, 2-1 in the district standings? What do you look for out of this Elgin team?
Yeah, they're another scrappy team. They're a team that's very well coached. Jason Bourgeois over there does a really good job of getting those guys prepared to play baseball games. And, they're going to be a team that typically throws a bunch of strikes, plays quality defense, and puts a bunch of ball in play. So they're a very typically disciplined team that plays the game the right way. So it's going to be fun to get to scrap up against those guys next week. But right now we're looking forward to Pflugerville tomorrow.
Our schedule next week will change just a little bit. Tuesday we'll be at home against Elgin. Wednesday we'll be here for the coaches show because Thursday we go on the road to Elgin. No games on Friday for Good Friday. We'll have the weekend off. Well, I'll have the weekend off. I don't know about these boys. We'll have the weekend off. And then come back for another week of baseball. So we'll move the coaches show to Wednesday night next week, 7 p.m. here live at Mesquite Creek Outfitter. So watch that. It'll be out there on the Twitter. We'll send it out. Coach always retweets that for us. And so let's take a quick break. We come back. Our first episode of Freshman Player of the Week, A.J. Gonzalez, will join us here in just a minute. Mesquite Creek Outfitter, 704 South Austin Avenue. We'll be right back here on the SHN Sports Network.
Mesquite Creek Outfitters is located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Texas. Come enjoy a refreshing drink, a light menu, chat with friends, and maybe even shop a little bit. Mesquite Creek Outfitters is the host of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday. The show is live at 6 p.m. at MCO.
Here live at Mesquite Creek Outfitters, 704 South Austin Avenue, the Georgetown Eagle Baseball Coaches Show. A.J. Gonzalez, he wears number 24 on the freshman team. Designated hitter, first baseman, Mr. Do-It-All. Man, I tell you what, we're going to go over stats. I got to read some of these stats I went over in just the last 3 games in that we played. I got to make sure. That's my fault. The last 3 games that we're going to highlight because of the where we are in the break of the week. On the 12th of February, 12th of March, against Conley, 2 for 2 at the plate, a walk, a double, 2 RBIs, 3 runs. Not a bad night. But then to go to the next night, 3 for 3, a walk, a home run, 4 RBIs, 4 runs, even a stolen base in the win, 26-0. Go to Monday night against Pflugerville, at Pflugerville, a 12-1 win. He goes 2 for 3 with a double, an RBI, 2 runs, and a stolen base. The week totals, I mean, if you're looking at counting, 7 for 8 on the week with 2 doubles, 2 walks, a home run, 7 RBIs, 9 runs scored, and 2 stolen bases. Pretty good productive week there for Mr. A.J. Gonzalez. And if you look at his overall numbers for the year, 500 batting average, 11 for 22, a 607 on-base percentage, 773 slugging percentage. I mean, the numbers just go on for this kid, one of the freshmen here on this freshman team that's having a good year. A.J., what a week. That's a good, I would say that's a good 3 games for you.
Yeah, it's been a good few.
How much fun are you having playing baseball this year?
A lot. It's definitely really fun. It's a good group, very good group of dudes. It's a lot of the people I've grown up with here since I've been in Texas, and it's a really fun time to be around all those guys.
This is your first year to wear at the high school level a Georgetown uniform.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean as you get your first taste of being in this Georgetown Eagle High School program? To put on that uniform and what it represents and the history that Georgetown baseball brings. What does that mean to you as you put that on every week, as you made this team and as this freshman team goes in each game and plays? What does that mean to AJ?
To me, it means there's so much behind the G. There's so much people have dedicated so many things, and to wear the uniform is really a privilege. And when you're wearing it, I think all you can do is just play as hard as you can, and that's how you respect it, is just try to be the best you can.
I went and visited with Coach Payne and Coach Vierra previous to the season starting, and some high praises are sung about this freshman class. A lot of expectations on the freshman class, maybe the most expectations I've seen for one class in the last few years in the history of Georgetown. Do you guys feel that pressure? Does this freshman class feel that pressure, or does this freshman class take that and go, we'll show you why you got that talking about us?
I think there is a bit of pressure that comes with everything, but I think we have a lot of confidence, and really the biggest thing is just growing with each other and trusting each other to when that time comes, our junior, senior year, that we're prepared, and all we have to do now is just play the game.
With a team like you guys that have been playing together for a few years together in select ball and younger ages, how much of it do you push each other to get better, to be better, to do your best? Do you guys have a problem with people just trying to play fun, having fun, or do you guys challenge each other to get better each game?
No, we definitely challenge each other. When we step out on the field, everyone knows it's business, and there's definitely Yeah, like I said, it's definitely everyone knows what they're doing and what they're going into and how to present themselves.
If we're not at a baseball field, the baseball season's over, summer comes around, where do we find A.J. Gonzalez? What does he like to do?
I mean, during the summers, I'm probably either at the field doing something. I really don't like to, or playing video games. Yeah, video games, or I'm at the field is probably where you'll catch me.
Hunting or fishing or anything like that?
No, but I do want to get into hunting. I love eating, and most people can tell, I do love eating.
They like hitting the baseball, according to my stats. 7 for 8's not too bad in 3 games. Yeah, one person you might talk to is a junior on the varsity team, David Fluitt. I know that's where you'll find him if he's not at the baseball field. He's either out at the ranch hunting things or fishing somewhere, catching some fish. So that might be a good start. I need to learn from him too, so I'm not going to lie. I grew up with his dad in high school at Dripping Springs. So in school, what do you enjoy in school? What's your favorite subject other than recess, lunch, and nap time?
My favorite subject's probably my law class, Miss Jolly. It's really shout out to Miss Jolly. I love her. She makes learning really fun, and the things she talks about and the way she speaks about her class and just learning about the law, but learning how to be a good person and a good citizen in general when we leave high school.
Miss Jolly is one of the best out there. I love her to death. She is a great representative of Georgetown and Georgetown High School. What's the future look like for AJ? What are your goals through high school? It's your freshman year. You've got 3 years ahead of you. What is if you said, by my junior year I want to do this, by my senior year I want to do this, what are the goals for AJ Gonzalez?
My goal is really to just be a part of the team and just be a contributing member of the team the best way I can, whether that's just being a good team role member or being an everyday dude, as someone say. And baseball is one of my favorite sports, but football is really where you'll probably see me the most the next coming years, and that's probably where.
Another two-sport athlete at Georgetown. It's something that you thought went away from high school sports, and Georgetown seems to bring it around a lot. As speaking of one of them, Talon Ball walks out. Mighty Mouse, one of the wrestlers, that finished second in the state this year, plays baseball. You talk about the football program playing basketball and track, and so it's fun to watch you guys as you now, especially at your freshman year, football and baseball, the two sports. What kind of time does it take you then? What kind of commitment is that to make sure you focus on the classwork but then put in the time for those sports?
I think, yes, you do have to put a substantial amount of time in, but we do it because we love it, and I don't think it's really about the time. It's more we put in the time because we love doing what we do, and, yeah.
Any shout-outs before I let you go?
I would like to thank you to my parents and the MLB The Show group chat.
And I know your mom wasn't able to be here tonight, so hopefully she's getting to watch. I talked to your dad. She sent her the link, so hopefully she got to watch. It'll be online. If not, she can go back and watch it. But A.J. Gonzalez, he is your freshman player of the week. We will take a short time out. When we come back, we'll be with Braden Curtin, the JV player of the week, when we come back here at Mesquite Creek Outfitters. Back here at Mesquite Creek Outfitters, 704, Mesquite Creek Outfitters, 704 South Austin Avenue, host of your Eagle Baseball Coaches Show. We're live now with the JV Player of the Week, number 18, Braden Curtin. He joins us, the infielder pitcher. Exactly, I tell you what, if anyone deserves a hand, it's him and AJ. I tell you what, and I do apologize. The freshman record right now, according to everything on Game Changer, so if it's wrong, it's Coach Vierra's fault. The freshman team 11-4-1 overall. The JV team 11-5 on the season, and these stats just blew me away today. I got a lot of time on my hands. I had surgery. I don't work till August. Baseball is my life right now besides March Madness. On March 12th, 24 versus Conley, 21-0, the JV won. Mr. Curtin went 3 for 3 with a triple, 4 RBIs, was hit by a pitch, scored 3 runs, and stole 2 bases. That wasn't enough, so he had to one-up himself on that next night at Conley in a 13-0 win. He only went 0 for 1 at the plate with 2 walks, 2 runs, and a stolen base. But that's not it. He threw 4 in the third innings, 14 batters faced, 13 of them strikeouts, 0 hits allowed, no walks, 1 hit by pitch, and Ezekiel Hernandez came in for 2/3 of an inning and 2 batters faced to complete the no-hitter thrown by Mr. Curtin. And he said, that's not enough. Let's go to Pflugerville and play. I'll go 1 for 2, score a couple of runs, steal a base, and have an RBI as well. For the week, 4 for 6, a triple, 5 RBIs, 7 runs, 2 walks, 4 stolen bases, and a measly no-hitter as a sophomore on the JV team. So what a good week for Braden Curtin. Anytime you throw a no-hitter, that's pretty cool. But to do it in your district, to go out and make a name for yourself as a sophomore, Braden, what a week. How big was that throwing the no-hitter? Ezekiel came in for the last couple of outs. How big was that? How much fun was that?
It was definitely fun. I didn't have much expectation for the game. Just go out there and pitch, and it went pretty well, I would say. 13
strikeouts and 14 batters faced. Not bad. One guy got hit by a pitch, so, you gave him something, right? At least you gave him a little bit to play with there. Talk about this JV team. How much fun are you guys having? 11-5 on the season, 3 big wins in district so far. How much fun are you guys having?
It's definitely fun every day. Get to hang out with these guys, and I get better. I love them to death, and every day's a new day, and I'm excited to see what comes for us this season.
For you personally, what's it like to put on the Georgetown jersey, the G logo, and all the history of Georgetown and what it means to so many that have come before you? What does it personally mean to Braden Curtin to wear that uniform, that hat, and to represent the school?
It means a lot because I know that Georgetown's one of the best programs in the state of Texas, and to be able to wear that every day and prove that I can compete with the kids that are on this team, it definitely means a lot to me.
This JV team, a lot of athletes on it, different age ranges, sophomores and juniors. How much do you guys push each other to get better, to be the best that you can be? And how much do you guys push each other to be ready in case that call comes to go to the varsity level? Say an injury, say people aren't performing. What does that look like for you guys as a group as you challenge each other each week?
We push each other a lot because everyone's so talented, and one moment you could have a starting spot and the next you're not anymore. So we know that you got to work hard every day. You're not going to keep that spot that you want.
What's your favorite position on the field? If you had to pick and Coach said, tonight you play where you want, where would you play?
Probably just stick at first base. That's kind of my spot right now.
Okay. Just keep hitting like that. I don't think there'll be a problem with you being out there every week. If we're not at baseball, if we're at the same thing I asked AJ, where do we find Braden Curtin? And no school, so there's no school, no friends hanging around. It's the summertime. Where do we find you? What makes you enjoy life? What do you enjoy most?
Well, I'm mostly at home, probably playing MLB The Show, or I'm sleeping. I love sleeping. But, other than that, I just try to hang out with my friends as much as possible.
Go to school and take out the 3 I told AJ. Recess, nap time, and lunch. What's your favorite subject?
Probably right now, I really don't like any of them. But if I had to choose one, it'd probably be business because I really don't do much work in that class. And I kind of just sit there and talk to Jack the whole time. So,
when baseball season's over, any other sports you play, or do you play baseball through the summer? Do you play travel baseball? What does that look like?
I play travel baseball through the summer.
Who do you play with?
Lone Star right now.
Lone Star baseball?
Sure. So
now as your future, you look at it, the rest of high school, you're a sophomore getting to wear this jersey and representing Georgetown. What are your goals through the rest of high school as you move forward in your junior year next year and senior year?
Well, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, keep working hard, and try to compete with the varsity next year and try to earn a starting spot.
What does that mean to you guys? You have an opportunity, a program like this that is rich in talent from the freshman level all the way up to the varsity level. Is it something you internally challenge yourself, or do you guys as a whole challenge each other to get better, to push for that varsity spot? Is it something that you're just driven by yourself to be the best you can, or do you turn that around to your teammates so they push you in that same turn?
I think it's both, because I know I really want to be on the varsity and have a starting spot, but I also know that everyone else wants to do that too. And so everyone just pushes each other to be the best that they can be, and I think that's what makes us so good.
Any shout-outs before I let you go?
Shout out my family for showing up tonight, and shout out the JV squad.
Number 18, Braden Curtin, your JV Player of the Week. Thanks for joining us tonight, Braden.
Thank you.
We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, it'll be sophomore Jack Kiki joining us live here at the Eagle Baseball Coaches Show, live at Mesquite Creek Outfitters, 704 South Austin Avenue. We'll be right back.
Mesquite Creek Outfitters is located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Texas. Come enjoy a refreshing drink, a light menu, chat with friends, and maybe even shop a little bit. Mesquite Creek Outfitters is the host of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday. Show is live at 6 p.m. at MCO.
.704 South Austin Avenue, Mesquite Creek Outfitters, your host of the Eagle Baseball Coaches Show, live here tonight. Joined by the lone sophomore on the Eagle varsity baseball team. Number 20 is the number he wears, correct? I think I've got this roster memorized by now. Number 20, his name is Jack Kiki. And Jack joins us now. Jack, Coach asked who I wanted this week. I wanted one of my seniors to chat with that had been on the program, but I wanted the lone sophomore. You're in a position that only one player was in last year. David Fluitt filled that position as the only sophomore. We got to talk to him. What does it mean, and how big is it for you to be putting on the Tuesday night, Friday night Georgetown varsity uniform as a sophomore, and how big of a challenge is that for you?
No, it means a lot. It really it does mean a lot, but it just I feel like it took a lot of hard work to get here to get to this point, and I'm just thankful to have the opportunity. I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be here. I get a lot of help from Fluitt. He helps me, leaves me because he was in this position. But, yeah, it does mean a lot to me.
Being the only sophomore, do you feel like it's more of a challenge to try to find that spot to fit in, or has the team brought you in just like one of the norm? It doesn't matter the age. It doesn't matter the classification. You're one of the teammates. How has that been for you as you've been brought into this varsity?
Yeah, I love the guys. They brought me in really quick. They helped me. They lead me. They help me grow. It's a little bit of a challenge. More competition definitely on the field, but the guys they're great to me.
One thing that you're going to experience that not many players here at Georgetown do. Riley Leininger got to experience it as a sophomore on varsity. David Fluitt's going to get to experience it next year as a senior that was a sophomore on varsity. You're going to be in that position as one of the only sophomores to go through his career on the varsity. Do you put pressure on yourself to be prepared to be that leader into your junior year, but also as you come to a senior as a third-year letterman? Is that a pressure you look forward to, or is that a pressure you wonder about and you try to reach out to a player like Fluitt and Leininger that have been there? What's that feel like for you, knowing that that's something that not a lot of students, not a lot of baseball players get to experience here at Georgetown?
Yeah, I'll definitely have to ask them for help. Definitely have to get their perspective on it. But I feel like, yeah, I'm in that position where I'll need to be the leader. I'll need to step up and help the younger class to be where they need to be, and just give them the knowledge that I have that Vierra and the coaches have taught to me. So, as
the low man on the totem pole, if you go to the classifications, any extra assignments you get that maybe no one else gets because there are no other sophomores?
Assignments?
Carrying the equipment, getting the. I can tell you what, our training team does a great job of taking the water and all the equipment in and out. The baseballs, the equipment, stuff like that. Are you tasked with more responsibilities as the lone sophomore, or is it a team effort?
It's a team effort, but I do what I can to help out.
Not many people have that role. It's not one that's ever been real well defined. So, as you go through this season, what's the biggest thing you've learned so far in this? As we sit at 18 games in on the season, what's the biggest thing you've learned as on this varsity team as a sophomore?
Probably that the game just moves a lot faster, a lot quicker. You gotta adjust. You gotta make the right adjustments to just keep growing and keep doing better in what you do. So.
Outside of baseball, come the summertime, where do we find Jack Kiki? What's he doing for fun?
You'll find me in the cages. You'll find me on the field playing summer ball, hopefully on the boat fishing, and vacation, go to the beach.
There you go. What travel ball team do you play with?
Lone Star Baseball Club.
Lone Star Baseball. Is that the one out at TPS or at Triple Play? How's that there? Have they moved now? I've never kept. My son graduated. He got out of baseball. So where do y'all house that at? What is the home fields at?
There's like a facility in Hutto.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Lone Star Baseball is where you find it. Favorite position in baseball? If Coach Vierra said, "Hey, pick it where you're going to play today," where do you go?
I'm playing shortstop.
Shortstop. You play that during the travel ball season as well?
Yes, sir.
Any time on the mound in travel ball?
Yeah. Pitch to, yeah.
Okay. School time, recess, nap time, and lunchtime are all out. What's your favorite subject this year?
Favorite subject? I'm gonna have to follow what BK said. Business. I mean, it's it's not too challenging, but have a good time in that class for sure.
What's the future look like for Jack Kiki? As you look to the future at Georgetown and beyond, what are your goals for yourself?
I just want to be I want to be a leader. I want to lead the younger generation, whoever needs it. I just want to be a leader and just be a good human being and make my parents proud.
You can't ask for any more than that. I don't know if someone groomed him on that question or not, but that was pretty good. The one thing that we need more of are good leaders, and the next generation needs them especially. And so, number 20, Jack Kiki. Any shout-outs before I let you go?
Shout out my parents. Shout out my varsity squad.
Jack Kiki, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight, Jack. We'll take a quick timeout. We come back. It's number 17, Devin Peterson, joins us here on the Eagle Baseball Coaches Show. Stay with us. We're back here live, Mesquite Creek Outfitters, home of your Eagle Baseball Coaches Show, live here at 704 South Austin Avenue, joined by one of the seniors, number 17, Devin Peterson. He bats leadoff, plays center field. He's played in all 18 games, I believe, according to Game Changer. Leads the team in one of the top in the batting averages.
There was one.
One? Was it? Okay.
One.
I'm off on my Game Changer. You're off on your Game Changer, just so you know. Because the record 8-9-1, 18 games shows 8 game plays. Hey, the fact is this. You're leading the team, among the top of the leading of the team in the batting average, playing center field, locking that down. It's your second year at the helm, an all-district season last year. How much fun you having in your senior season, coming back and being one of the leaders on this team?
Oh, it's fun. There's just a new group of guys that we've known since freshman, sophomore year that we just really bonded with, and we really know them since we've known them 3 years now. So it's not out of the ordinary that we build a relationship this fast. So I'm looking forward to it.
In your senior season, what kind of pressure do you put on yourself to be a leader and in this class to lead this program and to be the face of this program as each senior class accepts that challenge? How's that been for you, and how much have you enjoyed it, and what are the challenges of it?
That's really one thing I need to work on, which me and Coach V have talked about. like I need to be more of a leader because I know some people probably look up to me as one, which I don't really open my mouth, which I should, which I need to do more of. But that's what I need to work on.
Someone that patrols the outfield, that controls center field, and is the leadoff hitter is a name that pops up a lot in the lineup. As that lineup turns over, everyone knows you want to get back to that 17. The hot bat you've been swinging a good night, both 2 good nights against Conley, then against Pflugerville the other night. A challenging ball game, but you guys fought through that one. What does a game like that do to you guys at this level? You have 2 big wins against Conley, one a no-hitter by Riley, and then an 11-0 run rule in the second game. But then come at home against Pflugerville and have a 7-4 kind of a gut punch game against them. What does that do for you guys, and how does that get you right to get right that ship and keep motivated to not let that get you down?
It definitely gives us confidence because we know we can win a close game, and the game's not over until it's really over. So we have that ability to, if we're still down 1 run or so, if we're up by 1 and it's a close game, we know we can climb back and get it.
What's the mentality of this varsity team now? You come off of we talk about the non-district and a lot of good talent that you guys played, a lot of tough teams in those tournaments, games that you could have won, games that you should have won, but came out of it lower than expected, and now to be at 3-0. What's the mentality of this team as you guys now fight through district and to make this run to playoffs? How is the morale of this team? Have you guys righted that? Have you stayed positive through that? And what's that look like for this team as you make a run?
We definitely knew tournaments was going to be hard because we were facing some of the best teams in Texas. But, I mean, you just got to keep going with it because we know districts, I mean, it's not as hard as the games we used to play, but they're still going to be tough. And then if we leave the door open, they're going to find a way to try to beat us because we're Georgetown. That's a pretty high name up there.
That one thing that Coach Griffin in football talks about is that G never really is just a letter. It's a target. And a lot of schools look at that as a target that they want to go after and put an L on. We saw that last year. The one lone loss was to the one team probably didn't want to lose to it all in Eastview.
Yep.
And then you guys came back and righted that in the Friday night game. How do you guys keep that focus knowing that the talent in what you're going to face is not as good as what you face in non-district, but it's important to stay up for that and know the challenge is going to come? How do you guys do that?
We just got to trying to find the word. We just got to adjust to what we're going to get used to, what we got to see, that's what we do in practice every day. We'll eventually go do our research about the team and what we're going to see, and we'll just fix it in practice and just go from there. Hopefully execute in game.
After having a season like last year that you had all district there at center field and a great year as a junior, how do you challenge yourself to try to better that this year, or what does that look like for you? Is it an internal challenge to go and one-up yourself, or is it just to play the best you can to be the part of this team that they need?
I mean, just to play the best I can. I'm just another teammate trying to move this train in the right direction. I mean, just if I do better than last year, then so what? If I don't, then I mean, I'm still trying to contribute my way, but I'm going to do the best I can.
Where do we find Devin Peterson in the summertime having fun?
Probably. Occasionally I like to go to the lake when I can, but sometimes I do. I mean, it's going to sound kind of weird, but probably just a little sleepovers sometimes with Reese and Zach. But y'all don't know Zach, but just there, and then probably the gym a lot.
What's the future look like? This is a senior year for Devin Peterson. High school ends at the end of this year. What's the future look like? What's your challenge? What are you looking to do?
I'm still searching to go for baseball right now, but I'm splitting between baseball and then school, but I'm still looking right now.
So a fight to look at going to baseball.
On the fence right now.
Okay. Any places you're looking at or looking at you, or are you in that conversation, or is it just kind of right now the focus is during the season?
Right now it's just right now in the season, but occasionally I'll talk to them, and I don't know, I'll just find my way.
Make sure you update us. We got Twitter. We gotta know what's
going
on.
There's a couple.
All right. We'll do that off the air. We won't disclose everything tonight. Your senior year, how much fun are you having?
A lot.
Are you letting go enough to enjoy it, even though the pressure's there to perform, to be your best, to lead? Are you having fun in it?
Oh yeah, us seniors know there's not a lot of games left, so we gotta every time we get out on the field, we gotta just suck every moment in, just be you.
Shout out before I let you go.
Reese and Zach, they're watching right now.
Reese and Zach is sleepover buddies. That's awesome. We're gonna have to talk about that tomorrow night. Devin Peterson, your center fielder, number 17. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back. The Eagle Baseball Coaches Show live here at Mesquite Creek Outfitters. Stay with us.
Mesquite Creek Outfitters is located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Texas. Come enjoy a refreshing drink, a light menu, chat with friends, and maybe even shop a little bit. Mesquite Creek Outfitters is the host of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday. The show is live at 6 p.m. at MCO.
We're back here live at Mesquite Creek Outfitters. Coach Vierra joins us again. I tell you what, got some good young men. I tell you what, great performances from A.J. Gonzalez, from Braden Curtin. What good weeks. And you love to see these younger programs, the freshmen, the JV, under new management this year. Coach James Key, Coach Frank Anzuris joining in with you, and Coach Durrell and Coach Payne. Georgetown athletics just speaks for itself. The boys state back-to-back swim and dive state champions.
Record.
Unbelievable. You talk about these two-sport athletes in talent ball finishing a runner-up in his weight class at state in wrestling again. What kind of pressure does that, or what kind of challenge is that to you as a coach to put your program in that light and to make them the best program and to continue that great tradition that everyone's used to? You look at softball having a great year. You look at basketball had a great run into the playoffs. Football had a run into the playoffs again. And these programs continue to do this. Is that a challenge to you and to Coach Payne and Durrell and your staff, or is it a challenge? Is it something that makes you nervous? How do you guys face that and look at that as you lead a program like this?
I'm thankful for it. Pressure is a privilege. And pressure is also perceived. So if you perceive it as pressure, it will apply as pressure. If you perceive it as an expectation of something that you're aiming your sights at, of what the expectation is, then that is what it is. I'm incredibly thankful to get to be at a school that is Georgetown High School, and to be in a place where winning is expected, and winning is something that the community desires. There's a lot of places out there you go around, a bunch of different schools where they couldn't care less if the team wins or loses or wins the state title or doesn't even make the playoffs. In a community like Georgetown, it's something that they genuinely care about. They expect for the athletic programs to have success. They expect for football to have success and for swimming to have success. And tennis is another one of the outstanding programs that we have on campus, and you got the GOAT and Rhonda Farney over in the girls basketball area. Success is something that the community and the administration has put a premium on. When you have the support of first and foremost the administration, of the higher ups in over at Hammerlin, with like the new superintendent and Devin Padaville, and you got our athletic director Jason Dean, and our principal Brian Johnson, and our athletic coordinator Chuck Griffin. When you have people like that want to support and provide opportunities for kids and for programs, it makes it a whole lot easier. And it's something that I've always enjoyed. As a player, getting to play at Georgetown and getting to be a part of the program that it was and helping it get to where it is. Got to be fortunate enough to be on got to be on the first team to go to the regional finals as a player, and then to get to see what the program has done since then and hasn't missed the playoffs since 2006. And it's a lot of fun. It's exciting to see what the program has done, to see what the community has done, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else where there's not an expectation to win.
But make sure we bring up, you were on the team that went to the first team that went to the regional finals. You coached the first team to win a state title at Georgetown. That says a lot about the history of this program and how much it means to someone like yourself that played here, that has come back to coach, took over at the helm, and then it continues to coach a program that has expectations at the highest level. What about the camaraderie between the coaching staff of all the sports at Georgetown? I can watch on Twitter, and I can see you repost something from this coach and this coach repost from. and you can see the social media put out, right? You can see the people living their best life on Facebook, but when you know them behind the scenes, it may not be the most pretty picture that's being truly painted out there. What's the camaraderie like in the coaching offices between all of you guys?
We genuinely support each other. It's something that Coach Griffin's talked a lot about, of like wanting to have multi-sport athletes, and it's genuinely a thought across the board. And whether it's track with Coach Braun and Coach Taylor, it's cross country with Coach Braun, it's swimming with Coach Klein, it's tennis with Coach Isbell, it's volleyball with Coach Richardson, basketball with Coach Canfield. It really doesn't matter where it's at across the board. It's a group of people that genuinely get along. They understand what each other is going through, because like you've talked about, the expectation of the community is for the programs to have success, and so we all kind of have that same understanding of what the community is expecting the programs to do, of what the parents are expecting the program to do, what the players are expecting to do. We all have generally similar clientele when it comes to who the athletes are, where they come from, and that kind of thing. And so we're able to bounce ideas off of each other, work together to come up with solutions for those things, and be able to have a reputation and a bond together of working with each other. And like we go to pep rallies and there's a section of coaches all hooting and hollering and having a fun time together. So it's a great place to work, and it's a lot of fun to be around.
How important, how big is it for you guys in this baseball program, the involvement from the family and the booster club like you guys have, that are there to give you the best stuff, to do the things for these players, to give them the best equipment, to give them the best chance to be successful? How big is that for you and your coaching staff to know you have that support, and how big is it to maintain that relationship, that these parents continue that buy-in and the support of the program?
Yeah, it's absolutely massive. To talk about what you were saying earlier about the kind of kids that we had that were able to come up here and be on a microphone, it's 100% the parents. The parents do a fantastic job, an incredible job of raising these young men and turning them into young men, and not just continuing to push along little boys. And we have young men who are capable of sitting up here and having quality conversations, and then the parents that want their children to continue to have success. And the groups that have been here before, walked in today and saw Jenny Mann, a former player, a former mom of a player who's currently at UTSA, and Ty Tilson, and to see like people like that want to continue to push back into the program and provide for the program, and then you got the parents that are still currently a part of the program wanting to provide those opportunities for players and athletes and that kind of thing. And so I think the legacy that's left behind has shown the way for the current parents and booster club on how things can go. And then we get guys like Jeff Rogers that are running the booster club as the president right now, and sitting in that front seat, and has bigger goals and bigger aspirations for what the booster club and the program and everything can look like. And so we got a number of different things that we're continuing to work on. Eagle Field's not complete. We still got a couple of big projects that we want to continue to work on, and hopefully find ways to continue to have the best facility in Central Texas. And when we're able to ask for something and still be able to make it happen, it's a very nice opportunity to be able to have.
I know something that's coming up, a fundraiser. 16 Mile Angels have something coming up. I'm not sure. I don't remember the details. Are you up to date on those? Put you on the spot here. So
16 Mile Angels is a separate organization that's not a part of our booster club, but they're a separate organization that tries to raise money to help provide back to our booster club, to help supplement some things and whatnot. So I believe they're having a casino night April 6th. Love it when I guess right. And it's an opportunity for parents to get together, buy some tickets, and auction off some pretty quality items, and do some things like that, and continue to raise money for their organization.
So look on the Booster Club website. They'll have things about it. I know I've seen it different places. It's on the calendar. 16 Mile Angels having that casino night. Last year it was a fun one to go to. Went out to Reunion Ranches, I believe where it was last year.
Yep.
And it was a great night and a great opportunity to just kind of mingle and be a part of something greater than yourself, to continue to support these boys. I tell you what, the effort that they put in and week out on the field and in the practice field and in the classroom is just second to none. It's great. It's fun to be a part of. Before we wrap it up, any shout-outs? I know the wife's been sick this week. Are you surviving?
I'm making it. I'm making it. I got both kids to school. I won't say on time, but I got them there in one piece, and everything was great. They even had a little bit of breakfast. So everything was good. Hopefully she's able to get back on her feet tomorrow a little bit. And, she's been persevering. And even though she's sick, she's still riding solo mom at home right now. And she's an absolute warrior. And man, couldn't be able to do this thing without her and without the kiddos at home. So
we're thinking, praying for you, Macy. Hope you get better. We hate it when any of our family members are down, especially in a time like this where your schedule is nonstop, week in and week out, day in and day out. The Eagles play tomorrow night, Pflugerville High School, 7 o'clock first pitch. Come join us over there at Pflugerville and support these boys. It'll be a battle. Pflugerville has nothing to lose. They played a great game the other night, a scrappy game, and hung in there till the end. They're going to come back and give it the best effort they can tomorrow night. Come join us live. Watch these kids play baseball, 7 o'clock. If you can't, we'll have it live on the SHN Sports Network. First Responder Broadcasting brings you everything Georgetown baseball. We'll be live 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock first pitch. Join us live there. Next week, Wednesday night, 7 o'clock here at Mesquite Creek Outfitters. Thank you to Mesquite Creek for everything you do, for hosting the Eagle Baseball Coaches Show. And we will be back live at 7 p.m. next Wednesday night. Thanks for joining us tonight. Remember, it doesn't cost you a dime to be kind. Have a good night, Coach.
Hey, you too. Thanks
Next
a lot.
week.
Mesquite Creek Outfitters is located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Texas. Come enjoy a refreshing drink, a light menu, chat with friends, and maybe even shop a little bit. Mesquite Creek Outfitters is the host of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday. Show us live at 6 p.m. at MCO.